Welcome students, this is your science teacher Anirban Boshak. In our previous classes of speed, we have learned about the formula of speed, that is speed equals to distance traveled by time taken. So, the relationship between distance and time can be shown by a pictorial representation. What is that pictorial representation? It is in the form of a graph, a graphical representation which shows the relationship between distance and time. In maths, you all have come across different types of graphical representations like bar graph, line graph, and many. The distance time graph is a line graph. What is the distance time graph, students? It is the time graph. Sorry students, it is line graph. So the distance time graph is a line graph. A graph is a two-dimensional pictorial representation of a numerical data. It is having a origin 0 and having two axes x and y. The x axis is the horizontal axis, whereas the y is the vertical axis. Against x axis, time is being plotted down. Against x or the horizontal axis, time is being plotted, and against y axis, distance is being plotted. So against x axis, time is being plotted, and against y or the vertical axis, distance is being plotted. The arrows shows the increasing distance and time. Now coming to the three conditions of the line graph. What are those, students? Let us know. The first condition is that of an object when moving in a constant or a uniform speed. So when an object travels in uniform or a constant speed, let us know with an example. Let us take the distance in kilometers and time in minutes. For example, an object travels 1 kilometer in 1 minute, 2 kilometers in 2 minutes, 3 kilometers in 3 minutes. So if we plot the graph, we would be getting a straight line graph. What, students? A straight line graph. See, the object is moving with a uniform or a constant speed. 1 kilometer in 1 minute, 2 kilometer in 2 minutes, and 3 kilometer in 3 minutes. So it is moving with a uniform speed. So the graph formed by the object moving with uniform speed is a straight line graph. Now coming to the second condition, it is when the object is moving with a non-uniform or changing speed. Let us know with an example. For example, if the object is traveling 1 kilometer in 1.5 minutes, 2 kilometers in 2 minutes, 3 kilometers in 2.5 minutes. So, if we plot down the graph, we would be getting a curved graph. What students? Curved line graph. So, the object moving with non-uniform speed would show us a curved graph. Now moving on to the third condition of the distance time graph. What is the third condition? The third condition is when the object is not moving or stationary. In that case, the graph will be a horizontal line graph. What? Horizontal line graph parallel to the x-axis. Since we all know that when an object is not moving or in a stationary state, it would not be traveling any distance, but the time would be increasing. Hence, the graph would be parallel to the x or the horizontal axis. So students, can you think of whether a graph in which a line parallel to the y-axis is possible or not? Think upon it. From the distance time graph, we can conclude three things. What are those? The first is when the object is moving with uniform speed, it would be showing a straight line graph. Second, when the object is moving with changing or non-uniform speed, it would be showing a curved line graph. And third condition, when the object is stationary or not moving, it would be showing a horizontal line graph parallel to the x-axis. So the object moving with uniform speed would show a straight line graph. The object moving with non-uniform speed would show a curved line graph, whereas a stationary object would show a horizontal line graph parallel to the x-axis. From the distance time graph, we can know the following things. First is the relationship between distance and time. Second, the distance, and third, the speed. We have come to the end of this chapter. From this chapter, that is motion and time, we all have learned about what is motion, what is uniform and non-uniform motion, what is speed and its formula, how do we measure time, units of time and speed, how do we measure speed, and the distance and time graph. I hope you all have enjoyed this chapter. Thank you.